Welcome to Upfront. I'm Mary Ruth Snyder. We are coming to you from Shaw Spotlight Studios on Raw Brawn Road in Campbell River. Today's show is all about the Comox Valley Child Development Association. Joining me are Brooklyn Galloway and Pam Crowe, and they are going to talk to us about the programs and the upcoming telethon, the 44th telethon. It is amazing. All right, so Pam, I've got to start with you because you've been the chair of the telethon a long time. What is the most exciting thing for you for the 44th year?
Well, I think the most exciting thing for me for the 44th year is that it's the 44th year of a huge volunteer, community-based fundraiser. I mean, that's pretty amazing. It is so local, it's so warm. We used to have a board member and a volunteer, Terry Avery, that called it a barn raising on the day. But because we come together and we create this amazing day of local entertainment, local people helping local children, and it's a wonderful event, and I think I feel that every year. Maybe I feel it more at the end of the telethon because I'm more relaxed, but
Yes.
But certainly it is an amazing event. It's volunteerism at its best, it's community support at its best, and yeah, it's a great community we live in.
Now, Brooklyn, you're fairly new to the team.
That's right, the other end of the scale.
Yeah. Now, how many years have you been working with us now?
It'll be almost 1 year that I've been with the association.
So you've only got one telethon under your belt.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I came in quite late into the process last year.
Now, what was the thing that stood out for you the day of the telethon?
Well, definitely just like you were saying, so many people came together and I could really see how it was steeped in tradition. There was a lot of more ritualistic things that went on from year to year, but those are the things that really made it stand out.
Right.
And I think just bringing all those people together is what made it stand out.
All right, so now that you're over the initial shock of, oh my good gracious, heading into year two, what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I do the marketing and communication, so I'm really hoping I can help add more to our presence leading up to the event and getting people aware of what kind of things happen at the telethon, because I think it's more than just the day of raising the money and having the fundraising aspect, but people can actually come there and they can see a live broadcast and they can participate in these activities and see all of these performers, and I don't know if people always know that if they haven't been part of it in the past.
Right. Now, we're going to change gears here for a minute. We'll come back to the telethon because the reason the telethon exists is that right now the Child Development Association in the Comox Valley is providing services to over 1,000 children and their families. So maybe talk about that, because we're right in the swing of fall now. So where do things stand?
This time of year, we definitely have an influx of inquiries and referrals and applications coming in.
Okay.
That said, the valley is growing as a whole, so those numbers are growing year over year, and so we're working really hard to sustain those 13 programs that we do have under our umbrella. We have may I go into the Autism Center? We've got our program operating out of there now. It's fully operational and functional, and some different groups that we've started as well through our Supported Child Development Program. We've got a Circle of Security and our Grandparents Raising Grandchildren programs, as well as our sibling support group. So there's lots of new things going on at the same time as growing those existing programs.
Now, the Autism Center is under the umbrella of the entire association, and that building was finished this time last year, and I believe it opened, the grand opening was December 5th of last year, right?
That's right, yes.
That is incredible that I can't believe, how quickly it went up, what great efficiency with Lacasse Construction. Shout out to the Lacasse team because they did an amazing job. And Pippa Atwood was the architect, correct? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think the Autism Center, again, you'll probably hear me say community support a few times, but is another great example of, well, first of all, the courage of the board to step onto this project and say, yes, we're going to do this. A need was seen. The autism program was running in a very small, cluttered room that used to I used to hyperventilate thinking of these kids in that room when it's the worst place they should have been. And when we said, no, we have to do something about that, we had a small budget in mind, and that grew and grew and grew. And yet we stuck to it. And with government funding as a great start, but quite honestly, mainly with funding from this great community,
Right.
yeah, we opened.
Now, with the growth of all the programs and like the sibling support group and the grandparents raising grandchildren, those are fantastic initiatives. What's been the response to people who are actually involved in those?
I think there's demand for it, so people are happy to have it, and there's still, more demand and more areas to fill,
Right.
as far as getting more
Which is
programs
certainly
going.
something that I feel very proud about with the Child Development Association. They've always, the staff has always stepped up with concerns that the parents have, and where possible, we've always tried to support that
Right.
and start programs. Some of them not funded, which again brings us back to the telethon. But grandparents raising grandchildren. A lot of these new programs that we have are ones that have come because the parents have said we need these programs, and
Right.
And so we're certainly always trying to evolve and meet those needs. I mean, we have our core programs, our infant development program that we've had from the very beginning 45 years ago, our therapy programs that we've had from the very beginning. Those are
So
all
that
still
would be like speech therapy and physical
Occupational,
therapy,
yeah.
occupational therapy, okay.
And I mean, those are programs those are our core programs that
Right.
we continue to need support for, we continue to run. And those programs have run for 45 years, and they're incredible.
Now, I think, if I remember correctly, at last year's telethon, normally I'm out in the lobby hosting and doing interviews and manning the silent auction and showing off all the amazing items that come in. We'll get to that in a minute. But I do remember an interview that I did with April Statz, who is the head of the autism program, and she was sharing with us and our audience that the biggest demand is showing up between 8 and 11-year-olds, that all of a sudden there is this explosion of children being diagnosed later on, and that has added to the need and put pressure on the staff and also the building. So the building came along right at the right time.
Exactly,
absolutely.
yes.
Yeah,
And the TAP program moved over shortly after the opening, and now it's fully functional, and I believe our therapies programs use the space a lot, and some of our community groups, so they all have that,
And of course, the
beautiful
room
space.
that we had downstairs has all of a sudden been taken up. So that was like, well, how soon could we get into that room? So
Everyone could breathe a little bit
we're
better.
definitely bulging at the seams still, but there's a little bit more room for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Brooklyn, what are some of the highlights around the programs that you've come to learn about in the last year?
Well, definitely just learning a lot about each program individually and working with the different program managers. A big highlight has been, because it's been a big highlight for the association as a whole, has been the Autism Center and moving over and just making sure everyone, has the opportunity to see what's going on there. So I would say that was definitely a highlight over the last year. We still have the playground in motion. We've been working on it little by little. It's gone through a few different stages, and there's still more to come, and we're planning on working towards that for next spring, completing it all together.
Now, that's because the Autism Center, when it was built, that encroached on part of the playground, right? So are you actually going to be doing a redesign of the actual playground?
Some of the playground will stay as is, and there was newer aspects of it, and then it's also been made more accessible with some smooth paths taking you out to the playground area, and some of the landscaping is being filled in, which is new. And then the whole area was bricked, I guess you could say, and so that really just added to the area and the usability of the space. The project inclusion is always out there in the courtyard using the space. There's picnic tables, and so it's just made it a really nice space for everybody.
Our young adult program.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you could explain what project inclusion actually is, just for the viewing audience.
Sure. So yes, it's a group of young adults, and they are working together to experience the world and build on those life skills that they need to be independent
They're a fun group.
Yes,
They're
yeah,
a
they're
really
always up
fun
to
group.
something.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the
awesome.
things, interestingly enough, that the opening of the Autism Center is done is that it's a gorgeous building right next to our existing older building, where we run our therapy program, and I think we're all going, yeah, okay, so we're going to have to start looking at doing some renovations on the older part of that building, where those really important programs are run, but it is starting to look a little sad. So there's a never-ending need for funding and telethons and community support.
Well, I just want to tell everybody, you are watching Up Front. We are coming to you from Shaw Spotlight Studios on Rob Ron Road in Campbell River. I'm Mary Ruth Snyder. With me is Galloway, who is Media and Communication Liaison for the Child Development Association, and Pam Crowe, who's been the chair of the Telethon Committee for 44
Not the whole time. Not the whole time.
Almost the whole time.
Not the whole time.
And chair of the board for, again, almost the whole time. And a long time. They have just finished celebrating their 45th year of providing services to children and their families in the Comox Valley and afar. And now this is going to be the 44th telethon. It's unbelievable. I think this is going to be number 8 for me, possibly 7, but I think it might be 8. And every year it just absolutely astounds me at the number of volunteers that come forward to help, as well as the amount of financial support that just sort of has a groundswell on the day of and leading up to. And it's just mind-blowing.
Like a barn raising.
Like a barn raising.
Like a barn raising. Yeah. I think one thing that I'll just give a little support here for what Brooklyn is doing, and that's doing social media, because we're trying to reach out to people who maybe don't know that much about us, and the Child Development Association reach out through social media. So Brooklyn's doing a fabulous job on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all those names that a couple of years ago I didn't even know what they meant. And of getting the word out to families and younger people and people who maybe didn't know. And I think that's making a big difference. And so we're really thrilled to have that aspect taken care of, because as we've said and continue to say, the telethon isn't something that we just generally do for fun, although we do have fun. It's something we need to do, because we do need to have those funds in order just to really turn the lights on the building.
Okay, maybe you could explain a little bit about that, about the importance of the finances that come in through the telethon, and why that is so important, because it's not just fundraising for special projects.
No, and that's true. I mean, it is nice. I know people love to be able to say, oh, we're fundraising for the building or a playground, but we're also fundraising, like I said, to turn the lights on and to buy paper. Those are things that, just the general, what doesn't seem like exciting things, but what we need so that we can run our programs in the building that we have on 3rd and Cliff. And if you drive by that building any day, you can know that any money you gave at the telethon has helped to keep that building there, so that the children can come and the staff can work and the programs can continue to run. So yeah, maybe it doesn't seem as exciting as giving money for something like building the Autism Center, but certainly it's the truth. We get government funding, but we do so much more. And we want to continue to be able to do that.
And the government funding is specific to providing support per child, correct?
It's the government funding is for wages,
right?
And we do get a percentage for our administration. But as I think most people know who watch, administration is always a lot more, and it's not enough. And granted, I mean, we are definitely running programs because we want to, and if unfortunately if the funds don't come in, the only way we can cut back is by cutting back services services to children and families, and
Nobody
unfortunately
wants
that's a
to do
terrible
that.
reality,
Yeah.
but it's true, and we are not wanting to do that. And I just can't really thank the community enough for the support they've given us to be able to get to where we are and to continue with the work that we do.
Right. Is there anything particular that you wanted to highlight, Brooklyn, from the notes that you brought? Because I know that Joanne, who's the executive director, was not able to be here
right,
today,
yes.
so she gave you a plethora of information.
Well, I feel like we have touched on a lot. We were talking about the playground area, as much as our fundraising is always working towards sustaining our programs and having all of those services available kind of under one umbrella. We do have one small special project, and that was working towards completing our playground and enhancing it with a natural playground concept.
Right.
So that was one thing.
And that's not just used for kids to play on, isn't it actually used as part of the occupational therapy program? Just therapy
I
in
think
general?
just in general, it's
Okay.
a learning skills type environment.
Yeah, if I know the staff, I would say that very likely the kids might think they're out there just playing, but I suspect they're doing something that's very important to their development.
Yeah, okay.
As, our staff is pretty amazing.
Now, how many staff?
Ooh, a lot actually.
It
I
is.
remember hearing the number,
hoping that you
and
would
it was it's over 60. Like we're a very big employer in the valley. Now we're not all full time, obviously. I don't work there myself, but I'm volunteer. But it's over 60. Or it might even be over 70. Don't anybody quote me on this? Yeah, because I remember Joanne telling me, and I thought, oh my gosh, we're
That's
a huge
a lot.
employer in the valley. It is a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
You are watching Up Front. We are coming to you from the Shaw Spotlight Studios on Rob Ron Road in Campbell River. I'm Mary Ruth Snyder. With me are Pam Crowe, long-serving or suffering chair of the Telethon Committee, depending on how you want to look at it, and Brooklyn Galloway, who's heading up communications. Now, coming up is the 44th Annual Telethon on Sunday, November 3rd. And it starts at noon and goes until 8 p.m. It's live.
It's live.
And it's at the Sid Williams Theater on Cliff
Community
and 5th, and it's a huge event.
Yeah.
And you can come, and you know what? It's free.
Yeah.
It's free. Yeah. So you can come, bring the kids, come and hang out for a couple of hours and watch all of the entertainment. Let's talk about the entertainment. Who are the highlights this year?
Well, I think the fact that just everyone's a highlight. I mean, they're all highlights. We have our MCs for the first 4 hours will be Sue Finneran and Helen Austin, a Juno Award-winning artist, is our MC. It's amazing. And Sue Finneran is a well-respected business person in town. And then in our second 4 hours, we have Kenny Shaw, another award-winning musician. And Gail Bates, who I'm sure everybody knows, is like award-winning with her hair.
I was just going to say, I'm looking forward
We're
to seeing
never
what
sure.
color she's going to wear.
And of course, Mary Ruth, you'll be with us. Another award-winning person will be with us doing some roaming, and that'll be a lot of fun. So just with our MCs, we're excited. We have our local dance groups coming. We have Triple Heat, who wasn't with us last year, and it was interesting. They were in touch with us right away and said, "Can we make sure we're back on?" And Lori Tinkler dancers. Yeah. We have the new Valley Dance, which I know is not Valley Dance, so I have to Studio G Dance, my academy, which used to be Valley Dance, and my kids went to that for so many years. So excuse me if I still want to call it that.
And are they up on Mission Road?
Yeah.
Because I was driving down in front of the new hospital last week in the Comox Valley, and I caught a great big sign at the corner of my eye. It was Studio G. I'm like, what is Studio G?
That's Valley
awesome.
Dance. They're doing fabulous under their new director, so that's great, and they still want to come back to the telethon.
And you have musical acts.
Tons of musical acts. We have the Georgia Strait Big Band opening us. Can we get any bigger?
They're fantastic.
Yeah, they're really set the tone. We're hoping that the Military Wives Choir will come back and do our O Canada, because they're great. We have Farley and Izzy coming, and they're a local duo that we're very excited to have. Fiddle Jam.
Fiddle Jam.
Fiddle
Yes,
Jam,
they'll be
they're
great.
fun.
And who's Pat's
Pat's Pack?
Pat's Pack is
Yeah.
coming back.
Pat's Pack is coming back. They haven't been with us for a couple of years, and they're a group of kids that have all come through our program. And they're just so much fun. They're just so much fun, and they're going to be on between 2 and 3, so we're really happy to have Kaiva and her group back.
Now, normally there's tickets or a basket or something.
Something to do
Something.
with the basket.
Yeah.
So, do you want to tell? Is there a basket this year?
There is. It's
All right.
It's a deluxe gift basket.
Okay.
We've had a little bit of a change from last year in that we've incorporated our raffle ticket into one. So for $5, you have the opportunity to win one of 2 really great prizes. The first being the basket, and it's valued at $2,900 this year, full to the brim with all sorts of
amazing.
business services, dining opportunities, spa.
Wow.
Some handmade items.
Again, all
quilts.
locally
All locally sourced.
donated.
Now, is this information on the website or
It's
Facebook? Or?
Definitely all on the website at
Okay.
cvcda.ca, and we've got a
Okay.
telethon page set up there specific with all of
Now, when does
raffle.
the auction go live?
this Friday.
This
actually,
Friday.
October
Okay,
3rd.
great. All right. Now, in terms of the raffle basket, you said there was 1 ticket for 2 possible prizes. So
That's right.
one prize is the raffle basket.
Yes.
What's the other prize?
The second prize is the WestJet return flight for 2 anywhere they fly.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
So
For
you
$5,
yeah.
you can get a
So how many tickets are you selling?
3,000.
So it's a limited number.
Limited number.
All right.
Get your
So-
tickets soon.
So 3,000 tickets, $5 a piece, and you get a chance at either the raffle basket or the WestJet tickets anywhere in the world.
That's right. So we're
right.
going to draw
Return for
twice,
2.
and you
That's
get
right.
one or the other. Yep.
All right.
You don't get a choice. My understanding is, although we should get our story straight,
we'll
we're going to draw the WestJet first. So the first draw will
Well,
be
I did the
the
drawing
WestJet.
last year,
Well,
so
there you go.
I might be able
First
to.
draw will be for WestJet. Second draw will be for the fabulous basket.
Okay.
So I mean, you can't go wrong
Either way.
either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll be selling tickets all the way up to the event and during the event at the Sid William Theatre
Okay.
until the draw, which is 7:30 that evening.
It's a
Okay,
great
but
deal.
I-
It's $5 for 1 ticket,
It is.
$20 for 4 tickets. It's a great deal.
Or 100 for a book.
I had to do my math there for a second. I'm like,
Yeah, 100 for
hey,
a
wait
book.
a minute. 20 for 4. Okay. That actually works out to 5 tickets. No, 4 tickets for $5. Yes.
Great
Yes.
deal.
It's a great
Yeah.
deal. All right. So you have this and silent auction.
Silent auction.
How many items are you up around this year?
70, 80. We're still adding more. There's kind of
Already.
still trickling in. So we don't have
Okay.
a final tally yet.
Okay.
But
It's not
what
a
I've
bad
seen,
thing
it's great.
when we have to sort of say, no, stop, we've got it.
one
No,
of
that's
the
fabulous.
one of the things that we started doing last year is we started having like there was a table displaying, and then we went up because there's nowhere else to go in the lobby. So
Got to go up.
we got to go up. So there'll be double layers,
Yes.
and well, that'll be good. So is there a variety? What's one of the highlights of pick 2?
Well, I guess I've definitely seen a lot of wonderful gift certificates. If this time of year people are getting back into their routines, there's a lot of
Yes.
opportunity for fitness challenges
okay.
from Studio IPF or
Great.
30-minute hit, or there was a couple different ones. So if you're looking to get back into a exercise routine, there's a lot of really good options.
But the best thing to do is to go on our website and
Yes.
check it out.
I'll be
All right.
there.
So it's live as of Friday, October the 5th. 5th.
The 5th is a
Today's
Saturday.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
5th is a Saturday, I know that. 4th is
and it's October already.
yeah, and it's
4th. 5th. Yes. All right. So I'm being given the sign we have 2 minutes to wrap up. I know. Did that go by fast? I know. It really did.
And I have to say that the telethon itself wouldn't even be possible without all your wonderful volunteerism and these great volunteers that are here, and Shaw for putting this on. Because we can't have a telethon if nobody's going to put it on for us. So
Right.
it's an amazing thing that Shaw has done for us over and over again, and we're truly grateful.
All right. Well, and there's a little added bonus this year because Shaw is also going to be streaming it live in addition to having it on Channel 4. So I believe that our producer Gordon Darby is going to put up a little information at the end of the show, telling people where to go to watch it. If they can't get out to the theater for whatever reason, they can watch it on Channel 4 as well as streaming it live if they're out and about on their device. Or really, people really should just come down to the theater because it's free.
I mean, I have
the
a whole
seats are
list
comfortable.
Of great entertainers that are going to be there. The Dolia dancers just passed me by there. Look at that. And Helen Austin's going to sing. And
I think just for the kids and stuff too, it's really cool to see a live broadcast underway and be part of the atmosphere overall.
Well, and I think there's an extra level of electricity in that building on the day because from noon to 8, everybody is amped up because it is live, and that adds a whole other layer of excitement for everybody involved, not just the people who are doing the broadcast, but everybody involved and all the volunteers and the volunteers that provide the food to feed all the volunteers for the day.
And the telephone table, and these are
table
girls in the back that you never see.
Maybe
Brian Morissette
we'll
that you've never seen before.
All right, well ladies, thank you so very much for coming in today and talking with us about the 44th Annual Telethon, the 45th year of services provided by the Child Development Association.
Amazing.
Unbelievable, and we really desperately need you to continue, so
November 3rd it is.
November 3rd it is. So. Thank you so much for watching Upfront. I'm Mary Ruth Snyder. Thank you to our guests Brooklyn Galloway and Pam Crowe, who've joined us for this amazing half hour discussing the Child Development Association. Remember, the telethon is going to be on Sunday, November the 3rd at the Sid Williams Theatre at Cliff and Fifth in the Comox Valley, beginning at noon until 8 p.m. It's live. Come on down. The seats are free. You can come in and watch the entertainment, or you can stay at home, watch it on Channel 4, or stream it live, and the graphic is there below me. Thank you so much. I'm Mary Ruth Snyder. We'll see you next time.